Hello, my name is Madam Jennifer from EducareTZ. Welcome my lovely Form 4 students in our biology session. In today's session, we are proceeding with the solving of the series of the Necta question for the year 2011. Welcome. Today's question is question number 5 for the year 2011, and the question states that define the term irritability in living organism. Define the term irritability in living organism. The question number 5, Roman B, states that how does each of the aspects below illustrate the phenomena in A above? How does each of the following aspects below illustrate the phenomena of the irritability? The first one is germinating seed. How the germinating seed illustrate the irritability. Also, how a potted hibiscus plant growing near a window exhibit the irritability. And the last one, a zebra sniffing the air with a predator nearby. A zebra sniffing the air with a predator nearby exhibit irritability. My lovely Form 4 students, this question has been derived from the Form 3 topic in that topic of the coordination. So, in order to answer this question, you need to have a deep understanding pertaining the topic of the coordination. For those who have not yet read or studied this particular topic of the regulation of the coordination, you are warmly welcome to follow it at Educare Media. Just subscribe it and search the topic of the coordination, where you are going to widen up your understanding, where you are going to see a variety of the system of the knowledge where I have taught a lot of the knowledge, a lot of the concept pertaining the topic of coordination, where you are going to see the nervous system, you are going to see the endocrine system, how do they work. We are going to see the concept of the drug abuse, also the coordination on how the plant tend to exhibit the coordination. So, you're warmly welcome. For those who have not yet read this particular topic, you're welcome to search it at Educare Media so that you can increase your understanding. So, in order to answer this question, you are needed to have deep understanding pertaining this topic. Also, but not just because in case kama bado hujasoma hii topic kwamba hutaelewa, no, you can understand it, lakini for further understanding kwa ajili ya other concept unakaribisha kuweza kuifuatilia uweze kuelewa zaidi. In case kama topic zingine, maswali mengine atakuja kutoka katika hii topic ya coordination, uweze kuwa na uwezo kuweza kulijibu. So, let us answer our question. The first one, you are needed to define the term irritability. Irritability, this is one of the characteristics of the living things. Both plants and animals tend to have the characteristics of irritability. Irritability or sensitivity, this is the ability of an organism to detect and to respond to change in the stimulus. That stimulus can be either external stimulus or internal stimulus. Take an example for the human being. Human beings tend to have the 5 sense organs. Human beings tend to have the eyes. All mammals tend to have the eyes. They tend to have the ear. They tend to have the nose, tongue, as well as the skin. Take an example. There is a person has been seated near the hot object. I prefer to use this example because it is simple. Once a person has seated near the hot object or place the hand near the hot object, the sense organ, which is the skin, will sense that hotness of that object, and therefore that hot object or that hotness which has been detected by the skin is a stimulus. So that is an external stimulus. Or example, a plant sense on the absence of water, the hydration. There is no water. A plant will respond by giving a mechanism, either folding of the leaves so as to ensure, or closing of the stomata to ensure that there is no water loss. There's no water loss. So this is one of the example of the irritability. They tend to detect. After detecting, they respond by giving a mechanism to ensure that they provide the regulation into the bodily activity. So this is what known as irritability. So irritability now, is the ability to perceive, interpret, and respond to stimuli. Is called irritability or sensitivity. You can be asked either in sensitivity, so don't confuse it. It is the same as irritability. So that's the ability of an organism to detect. After detection, interpret. A person places a hand from the hot object accidentally. He or she will immediately pull a hand away from that hot object after the interpretation, after the perception of that this one is the hot object. The information is being interpreted to the central nervous system, to the brain. After that, the feedback will be sent to the effector's organ. That one is the hot object, and the response is moving away a hand from that particular hot object. This is irritability. So irritability is very crucial for the survival of living organism. The question number 5, Roman B, needs you to describe how each of the following aspects below illustrate the phenomena in A above, and that phenomena is irritability. So, how the germinating seed tend to show the irritability. Germinating seed. So, as the plant grows, or the seedling process, the germinating seed tend to exhibit a variety of the irritability or detection of the stimulus, either by giving the response to the stimulus or by changing the direction or orientation to a particular detected stimulus. Here we see that the plant tend to undergo two kinds of the movement, which is the nastic and tropic. Where the nastic, that the organism tends to irritate or to sense, to respond to the change in the stimulus. And the tropic is where the plant tends to change the direction in response to particular stimulus. So the plant tends to either undergo these two forms of the movement or coordination, whereby the germinating seed example tend to show the phototropism. Where the phototropism here, as the seed germinates, we know that the seedling, and seedling is shown by the development of the shoots, also the development of the roots. So the shoots and the leaves tend to grow toward the sunlight. So they tend to undergo or to exhibit the irritability by showing the phototropism movement. Let us discuss. So, in response to stimuli, germinating seed also exhibit irritability known as tropism, which are phototropism, gravitropism, and chemotropism. So the germinating root tend to undergo a variety form of the tropism movement, which are phototropism, geotropism, and chemotropism. Now let us see. The first one is for phototropism. Phototropism, this is a movement of the part of the plant in response to the direction of the sunlight. So, this is a growth response of a plant to light. Germinating seed will exhibit phototropism as they grow towards a light source to ensure plants get sufficient light for photosynthesis. So, the germinating seed will exhibit the positive phototropism to ensure that they get enough sunlight for photosynthesis, whereby a characteristics or process whereby the plant to manufacture its own food. Also, the germinating seed will exhibit the gravitropism, which is the growth response, which is a growth pattern in response to gravitational pull, and this is usually exhibited by the roots. The root tend to grow downward while the shoot tend to grow upward. So the germinating seed roots will exhibit the positive geotropism, while the shoot will exhibit the negative geotropism by going away from the force of gravity. So the gravitropism, germinating seed will show positive geotropism by sending shoot upward and root downward. This helps plant to establish proper orientation for growth. Nasaidia katika anchorage pamoja na proper position kwa ajili ya kuweza kugrow. Vile vile, another one is the potted hibiscus plants growing near a window. Take an example, umepandikiza mmea wako, kwa mfano ipo katika yale makopo, umeyapanda lakini umeweka karibia na dirisha. Which kind of the irritability this hibiscus plant will show? So, this plant show the changes in leaf orientation It could exhibit phototropism and other tropic responses as follows. Kwa hivyo one of the response ambayo this hibiscus flower atashow ni katika kuweza kushow the phototropism, ambayo this is a growth response in direction to the light or sunlight. So the phototropism hibiscus flower will exhibit phototropism, which is a growth in response to light. Hii hapa as they grow to respond to light, kwa sababu tunajua kwamba light is one of the raw material for the photosynthesis to take place by converting this water and carbon dioxide to form the glucose. So by the use of this chlorophyll, which is found within the leaf of the green plant, the hibiscus plant will tend to respond or will tend to exhibit the growth response to change in the light intensity by following the light intensity which is coming nearby the window. So the spotted hibiscus leaf may show irritability in response to the direction of the light coming through the window to maximize the absorption for photosynthesis. To maximize absorption of the sunlight for photosynthesis. Also, the spotted hibiscus flower will show the thigmotropism, which is changing in this is response. This is not changing the direction, but it is response. This is a growth pattern whereby the plant respond to touch. So the hibiscus plant can show thigmotropism, which is a growth response to touch or physical contact. If the spotted leaf come into contact with a surface near the window, it might adjust its growth pattern so as to avoid either that particular barrier, which is window, or either to get the proper attachment position so as to grow in a nice way. And the question number 7, that was all about the question number 5 for the year 2011. The question number 7 for the year 2011 states that name 2 types of girders found in the skeletal system. Name 2 types of girders found in the skeletal system. The skeletal system, this is a system which is made up of the tendons, ligaments, cartilage, and the bones. So within the human body, there are 2 types of the skeleton. There is exoskeleton and the appendicular skeleton. Well, the question needs you to state only 2 kinds of the girders which are found within the skeleton. Now, from my discussion, and I would like to give you the 2 kinds of the girdle which is found within the animal, and this has been specialized from the appendicular skeleton, where we have the pectoral and the pelvic girdles, which is found within the appendicular skeleton. So the question needs you to name 2 types of girdles found in the skeletal system. This is a topic of the movement for the Form 3 topic. So in order to answer this question, you are needed to have a deep understanding pertaining the topic of the movement in that concept of the human skeleton, where I have teaching in detail in this media at Educare Media. For those who have or who have not yet read this topic, you are welcome to get familiarized with this particular topic of the movement in our media so that you can increase your understanding, also to have an ability to tackle this question which has been constructed from the topic of the movement. So the question is you to name 2 types of girders found in the skeletal system. Only 2, just follow the instruction. So the first one is pelvic girdle and pectoral girdles. These 2 girdles are found within the appendicular skeleton. If you follow the section, you will understand. For those who have already studied this, familiar with what is pelvic and what is appendicular skeleton, what is the osteoskeleton, what is pelvic girdle. Well, the question just need us to name, not to explain, but I give you a little bit explanation so that you can be aware on what we are talking about. So the pelvic, we have seen that we have 2 girdles. The question is you to give only 2 girdles found in the skeletal system, where you see that we have 2 girdles, which is pelvic and pectoral girdle. So the pairs of the upper limbs are attached to the axial skeleton by the pectoral girdles. So the pair of the upper limbs, when talk on the upper limbs, we have this starting from the shoulder out to up to the pelvic, to the these pectoral areas, katika maeneo ya nyonga. Lakini the lower limbs ambao ni kuanzia kwenye nyonga, anzia katika nyonga mpaka katika tarsus na phalanges na katika toes, kuna kuwepo na lower limb. Lakini hiyo lower limb yenyewe imetengenezwa na attached by the pelvic girdle kwa ajili ya kuweza kuprovide the upright position na kuweza kusupport the weight of the body. So these are the main two type of girdles which are found katika human skeletal system, ambapo ni pelvic pamoja na pectoral girdle, ambapo pectoral girdle ina support the upper limbs, lakini the pelvic girdle inakuwa ina touch the lower limbs. So leto la pili tumeambiwa tuweze tukajibu, tuweze kustate, describe the three main function of the limb girdles. Describe the three function of the limb girdles. Only three. Haujaambiwa kuweza kueleza what is limbs, just three function. Lakini kwa advantage wale ambao hawajapitia hii topic, now let us cross check on the concept, or a little bit on the concept of the limbs. Now after that we can state the three function of the limbs. The limbs, all mammals including human beings have limbs that are designed in the same plan of the pterodactyl plan. So tunapozungumzia pterodactyl limb means each limb ends up with 5 digits. Tuna limbs, tuna upper limb pamoja na lower limbs. Na katika kila limbs tunaangalia kuna vidole vitano, vile vile katika miguu kuna vidole, lakini mkononi kuna viganja vitano. This is limbs. Kuna upper limbs pamoja na lower limbs. So swali hili nataka kuweza kulijibu, what are the function of these limbs? Na upper pamoja na lower limbs, what are the function? So in human there are two types of the limbs, ambapo kuna upper limbs pamoja na lower limbs. Now let us see. Hatujalimitia to either tuandike function za upper limbs au the lower limbs. Any you can use it. Lakini ziwe only 3. Tukiangalia katika lower limbs, what is lower limbs now? The lower limbs are found on the posterior part of the body and they are attached to the osteoskeleton. So these lower limbs are found to the posterior part of the body and are attached to the osteoskeleton. Ambapo the lower limbs comprises of the pelvic girdle, femur, tibia pamoja na fibula. Kwa pelvic girdle inaanzia katika maeneo ya nyonga, kuna this femur, tibia pamoja na fibula, na metatarsal pamoja na phalanges. These are the components of the lower limbs. I have explained them in details katika topic yetu ya movement. Kwa wale ambao mjasoma katika concept ya human skeletal system, katika types of the skeleton, you are mostly welcome, because unaenda kuanza kujifunza a variety of the knowledge, because una study kile kitu ambacho unacho katika mwili wako. So let us study now, let us solve the question. So let tunatakiwa kuweza kuelezea the function of the limbs girdles. As one of the structures or components of the lower limbs, tuna pelvic or hip girdles ambayo imesupport maeneo ya nyonga. So pelvic girdle is made up of two halves of the bones known as pubic bones, and each half comprises 3 bones, ambapo kuna pubis, ilium pamoja na ischium. Na ilium is fused to the sacrum or the vertebral column on each side. This is just a structure. Tujaenda kwenye point ambayo ni function. So the size of the pubic cavity is very important in female during the delivery, because under the influence of the hormone it's wide enough to allow the baby to pass during the delivery. Kwa hiyo one of the function of the girdles, kwa mfano this lower girdle ambayo ni pelvic, inasaidia katika contraction of the pubic female during the delivery, kuweza kuensure is a delivery for the woman, for the female. So they tend to have this broader pubic size as one of the adaptation of the pelvic girdle, kuweza kuensure ile easier katika kujifungua. Na sana kwa wale ambao wanajikuta wanakuwa na nyonga ndogo, wanakuwa na be subjected kwenda katika S, lakini wale wanawake wenye nyonga pana wanakuwa wanajifungua kwa kawaida. So this one of the function inasaidia easier katika delivery or childbirth for the female. Vile vile girdle is adapted to its function because it has grooves that provide the surface area for articulation with the head of the femur bone. Kwa katika widening, kwa kuweza provide this side surface area, one of the adaptation ni kwamba inakuwa ina grooves kwa ajili ya kuweza provide surface area for the articulation with the head of the femur bones, ambao femur bones ndio hizi hapa za kwenye mapaja. Na nyingine ni femur. The femur, this is the only bone located within the thigh. It is the longest and strongest bone in the vertebrae extending from the hip to the knee. Kwa mfupa anzia kwenye mapaja mpaka kwenye goti ndio femur, ambayo ni moja ya long na strongest bone. Kazi yake ni nini sasa? So, the lower end of the femur has two curved convex surface ambayo tunaita condyle, ambapo condyle zipo hapa katika knees, zinasaidia katika orientation. So, the patella only cup separate the two condyle to allow the movement in one plane. Kwa hiyo the function ni katika movement in one plane, to provide the movement into the body of the human organism. Kwa inasaidia katika locomotion and movement. Vile vile, this femur it has a strong shafty bone that offers support to the body weight. Another function ni kwamba ina offer support to the body weight. Inasaidia binadamu kuweza kuwork upright, kuweza kureduce that force of the gravity. Vile vile, the long bones provide the large surface area for attachment of the thin muscles, and it has a large round head which articulates with the acetabulum of the pelvic girdle to allow flexible movement of the leg. Vile vile, another function kwa ajili ya hiyo locomotion na kuweza support the weight, kuweza kumsaidia binadamu aweze kuweka upright. Inaweza kuensure the flexibility katika movement of the head. Unaweza kukimbia, unaweza kutembea, unaweza kuruka. This is one of the important of the lower skeleton of the lower limbs ambayo ni tibia. Nyingine ni fibula. The fibula, these are long bones of the lower limbs. So fibula yenyewe ni kuanzia kwenye magoti mpaka kwenye utosi. Ambapo this is the long bones of the lower limbs. Tibia is the longer than the fibula and it is found on the side of the toes, on the big toes. It may be free or partly fused to the smaller fibula which lies along the side it, and the patella prevent the leg from bending upward at the knee in the forward direction. Kwa moja ya function ya limbs, kwa mfano tunaangalia kwenye patella ambao ndio na fibula imeanzia hapa kwenda mpaka kwenye unyayo, ni kwa ajili ya kuweza prevent the leg from bending upward at the knee in the forward direction. Kwa hiyo tunaangalia vile vile ni katika movement. Vile vile, the tibia and the fibula are adapted to their function because they are adapted to their role because they are strong bones that provide support to the body weight. Kwa vile vile another function katika supporting the body weight, katika protection na vile vile katika movement and locomotion. Vile vile, they are long bones to provide large surface area for attachment of the muscles. Kwa vile vile, they provide large surface area for the attachment of the muscle to bring about the different form of the movement in different response and to the external environment. Another is state the type of the joint formed at the girdles. State the type of the joint which is formed at the girdle. The type of the joint which is formed at the girdles ni immovable joint, ambayo ni joint ambayo does not allow the movement into either direction. So the type of the joint formed at the girdle is immovable fixed joint. Ambapo tunapozungumzia immovable joint, these are the joint that do not allow movement of the body part in any direction. So this is one of the kind of the joint is found katika these girdles. So kwa mtu ambaye jibu hivi swali alipata all marks. My lovely Form 4 student, thank you for your attention. I hope that you have understood this lesson. In case of any misconception, you are welcome. In case of any comments, also you are welcome to write in the comment section at our Educare Media. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you for your attention. Stay connected with the Educare Media for other coming session. Bye bye.